Hello, welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen, and sitting in for Michael Mandel, it's David Edwards.
Wait a minute. The show is called Double Talk?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I thought it was like Under Development or
no.
Arrested Development or something like that. What is it?
Well, no, Under Development was a show Michael and I did back in the 90s.
Oh.
This show's called Double Talk. There's two of us here talking, and hence the name.
Okay.
We always have two hosts for the show. I do it myself, but I don't have that much to say. But Michael usually does. And so thank you for sitting in.
It makes it more interesting if you have two people?
It does. You know, we sit here, we insult each other and, get a few laughs. And
especially, if you get somebody like me who has a face that was made for radio. You come on.
But actually, I called you the other night when I saw you on on The Big Bang Theory.
Yes, The Big Bang Theory.
You were sitting in the back right behind Wolowitz looking very professorial.
I was. I had my glasses on. I was pretending to work on a laptop.
Yes, and there were some people back there at the table with you.
Right. Yeah, we were chatting. That was probably my longest shot that I ever did on that show. Mm-hmm. About a minute.
You were on that show, a couple times, right?
Yeah, 3 or 4 times.
3 or 4 times.
Yeah. 2.5 Men a couple times.
2.5 Men a couple times,
Mike and Molly, which I still haven't seen, the one on Mike.
Oh, the Mike and Molly one. I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that
either. You were on the Key and Peele show. I saw that one.
Oh, yeah. Key and Peele, yes.
Yeah. So.
Now I'm on your show.
Now you're on this show, so it's come full circle.
It is.
Yeah. And anyways, thanks for coming on the show.
Sure.
And I also want to say thanks to Lita Lujan down there at Gents Barber Salon. She does my hair before each show, and all my hair, facial hair and head hair. And today she gave me this, it's called Blank Slate Beard Oil to put on my beard. Sometimes I get a little dandruff. Do you ever get that?
Yeah.
Get a little flaky. She said, put this beard oil on, and it'll help the skin. So thanks, Lita.
Oh, so that's what you put on your beard.
You put this.
It's not oil that comes squeezing your beard.
No, you rub it into the skin.
Oh. Okay.
And keep the skin moisturized underneath because otherwise, how do you get lotion in through the beard?
Right.
It's hard.
I do have some little itchy areas there.
This stuff, she just gave it to me
Does it
today.
smell good?
No, it's unscented.
Really?
Which I require.
Oh, because of your allergies?
She has scented. It does come in scented varieties.
Oh.
But I just don't want a bunch of other scents. You have cologne, that's one scent. Then you put another scent on, and after a while, shampoo has another scent, and pretty soon you don't know who you're smelling like.
Does she have like a soup scented one?
Soup?
So it smells like you've been eating soup?
Like chicken soup, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll ask her.
Yeah. I think that would be a good one.
Thanks again, Lita, for all you do. Now, did you hear about that guy who he went to pay his taxes, and he was going to mail in his tax check to the county. And so if you get the postage stamp, the postmark on the letter by the deadline, even though the letter doesn't get there by the deadline, if it's got the postmark, then you're fine.
This is his property tax.
His property tax for his house. And so he mailed it in the day before it was due.
Which would logically mean
it would
be postmarked by the day of the deadline.
Exactly. Well, that didn't happen. Turns out there was a substitute mail carrier that day or that week, and the substitute carrier failed to take the letter out of his mailbox and take it down to the post office, and so the letter never reached the assessor's office in time. It had the postmark was a day late. Mm-hmm. So he was fined by the county $11 for
$11.
$11
late fee.
Some cents as a late fee. So he went down to the post office to find out what happened. Well, he said, we had problems with the substitute carrier, and we're sorry. Here's a letter making it official. Take this letter down to the county, and maybe they'll, take pity on you.
And that probably worked.
And you would think.
Yeah.
Well, he took the letter down there, and the assessor said, "No, sorry, we can't make we make an exception for you. Then we're going to have to start making all other kinds of exceptions." And I'm thinking, no, they won't. If it's not the man's fault that the letter got there late, they should make an exception for him, I think. But they wouldn't do it.
Or who should pay the fine, if not him?
I would think the post office.
Well, yes,
should cover that.
Maybe he didn't put the flag up.
And maybe he didn't put the flag up on his mailbox. We don't know.
Maybe he didn't have a flag.
But anyway, the post office did take responsibility
Because they wrote him a letter.
They wrote the
saying
letter.
this is what happened.
And so he still hasn't paid the fine. He's going to press it further, and if he has luck, I'll be sure to report it on this show. So good luck there.
Good luck. Shouldn't have to pay that.
That's right. Now, I was reading in the paper the other day that Monsanto, the giant chemical corporation that owns basically all corn and soybeans in this country, they make genetically modified organisms. All the corn and soybeans that they produce are genetically modified organisms.
And what do they change about them?
Well, through genetic splicing and alteration, they can make the corn crops not react to overly being sprayed with insecticides. In other words, they can tolerate being sprayed with toxic insecticides, which they also make.
Right. Monsanto also makes those.
Now, corn and soybeans are two of the most sprayed crops there are.
Well, I also heard that they were modified so that they resist weeds as well. So, which means they already have kind of a pesticide or an herbicide built into the splicing, the gene splicing.
Right. So you're eating toxic chemicals when you eat their corn and their soybeans.
Right.
And if you eat cattle that eat their corn and soybeans, you're getting another dose of it. Now, some states, such as Virginia, are passing laws requiring labeling on any product that has a genetically modified organism. So Monsanto, of course, is against that because they think it'll hurt business. And well, it should. I don't eat any genetically modified organisms if I can help it.
Yeah, I mean, I look at the label and I look for stuff that says guaranteed no GMOs.
No GMOs. Now, some companies put that on there on their own volition, but most companies wouldn't want to do that.
Right, like say you're using you're eating a corn tortilla.
Yes.
That's made with Monsanto corn.
Right.
You would want to know.
Right. Well, I
that's
assume
GMO.
that unless it says no GMO or organic product,
Then it
that
probably
it is in other words, any tortilla you're going to eat in a restaurant is going to be GMO city.
Right.
Which is the reason you should, at home at least, try to avoid that stuff because you're going to get it if you eat out. You're going to get it. There's no getting around it. So at least when you're at home making your own meals, you can not have that kind of stuff.
Right.
Not be
Well,
eating
and
those
I'm sure
toxins.
that it's probably they're worried that it's going to affect business.
Sure.
Because it's not upset. Monsanto is probably really hurting, I would think.
Well, not yet. They're not. I doubt it. I mean, I don't eat that stuff, so they're not getting my business.
Right.
But they are suing the state of Virginia because Virginia has enacted a law requiring companies to label GMOs. So, and if New Mexico tried it, they'd probably sue New Mexico too. If all states did it, I don't know if they could sue every state in the nation. I think they'd have to concede
I don't know.
and just put it on there, and people want that.
Wait a minute. You think Monsanto, has anybody that lobbies for them in Washington?
I bet they have big
You think?
lobbyists.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like the pharmaceutical companies.
Exactly.
You know? I mean,
Exactly.
they're that kind of big.
They are that big.
You know, billions and billions of dollars every year.
Yeah, and they can pay off all the congressmen and senators they want because they can afford that, and they do it.
And so I don't know. Being able to sue the state of Virginia, they might just win because,
Money
judges
talks.
and whatnot. Yeah, exactly.
So we'll keep you posted because that's a topic that's close to my heart.
Heart.
Speaking of the human physiology, Las Cruces, or New Mexico State, is going to get its own medical school.
Yeah, I saw that.
A college of osteopathy will be opening in a couple of years'
Say
time.
that.
Osteopathy. That's where osteopaths are trained to become doctors of osteopathy.
Now, what is an osteopath?
Well, they are medical doctors who know things that regular doctors don't. They know about manipulation of the body, the joints, the bones, the tissues, the muscles. And
So they go to medical school.
They go to medical school.
They can prescribe medicine. They can do surgeries. They can do all that stuff. But they also have this ability to manipulate holistically.
Yes.
Right.
And they're more hip to holistic healing than your regular doctor. They know more about dietitian related things.
A lot of wellness, promoting wellness,
health and wellness,
and you know, that sort of thing.
There's a doctor on TV I watch frequently, Dr. Becker. He's an osteopath out of Rockwall, Texas.
And what do you watch him on?
I watch him on. He's on cable TV and he's also on satellite TV. I get him on channel 376, I believe.
He just has a show that he talks about.
He has a show every day. He and his wife come on. They talk about nutrition, health and wellness, and natural healing as opposed to drugs.
Right.
He's very much into that. He also has his own line of products that he sells, which are very good, high-quality products. I've gotten a number of them. So anyway, he's an osteopath, and
well, I mean that's good news for Las Cruces
in
Mexico. I was hearing some information about this that usually physicians stay where they study.
Frequently, they do.
That's a very not all the time, but it's a tendency.
We could use more osteopaths here in town.
Apparently, there is by the year 2020, there's going to be a shortfall of doctors that could be anywhere from 50,000 to 100,000.
Right, and as the population gets older, the baby boomers are all getting older. They're going to need doctors.
Right. So this is good for Las Cruces. It's good for the general population because we're addressing this gap in physicians, and these are qualified people, and plus I guess it's going to employ some people and at the university. And
clinics will open up and doctors go to work after they graduate. So it looks like a good thing.
That should help a lot.
Now, I was reading also in the paper the other day that a poll was done, and they determined that 1/4 of the people polled would be very unhappy if a close family member were to marry somebody in the opposite political party. If a Democrat was to marry a Republican, 1/4 of all people would be very unhappy were that to happen.
So people in the family would be upset if, like their son or whatever, married somebody that was not a Democrat, or vice versa.
Not in their party of the family,
Interesting.
Now, apparently, right now, today in America, 42% of registered voters are independents, as am I. When I registered to vote, when I was 18 years old, I registered as an independent. I decided I didn't need to belong to a political cult to tell me how to vote and how to think, and worse, how to say I think.
Does it ever bother you that you can't vote in the primary?
It bothers me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse to join a party. I'm stubborn. Most states do allow independents to vote in primaries.
Really?
New Mexico is not one of them, though.
Huh? I didn't know that.
Many states allow that. Some like New Mexico, do not. But
well, they always talk about swaying those independent voters as being, the key to winning your.
And there's more and more independent voters as we get more and more disillusioned with Washington, with the two-party system. I don't care for the two-party system. In some countries, they have 40 parties running, and I think it makes it more interesting.
Well, there's certainly a lot of the partisan fighting is just
it's
sort
gotten
of dragged
ridiculous.
the government to a halt. It just seems ridiculous that we can't get past that those impasses.
That's true. I think we have to take a break. Is that right? Well, about a minute? Okay. Well, I want to talk about the planet Pluto, or it used to be a planet.
Is it a planet?
It's now a mini planet. What are they calling it?
A dwarf planet?
A dwarf planet?
Or
no, not that Pluto. The planet Pluto. There we go. I'd know it anywhere.
Right.
Now, it seems to me it qualifies as a planet because it's got 2 moons.
Really?
Yes, it does.
I'd really know.
Chiron is one of the moons. I don't know the name of the other one. They recently discovered that it had a second moon orbiting it. And it's the furthest planet out in our solar system. Yet they've discovered several other dwarf planets. So they decided just to lump them all into the dwarf planet category.
And of course, this is close to our hearts here. And
it is, because the discoverer of Pluto lived in Las Cruces until the day he died, Dr. Tombaugh.
Yeah.
And it turns out, they're sending a spacecraft to Pluto. Now, it blasted off in 2006, and it'll reach Pluto sometime next year. And on board that spacecraft are some of the ashes of Dr. Tombaugh.
Dr. Tombaugh.
So he'll finally make it to his own planet. And So with that, we're going to take a break. And
We'll talk about Pluto Palooza after.
yeah, and we'll talk about the Pluto Palooza coming up after these words.
If you're living with diabetes and have Medicare or private insurance, here are some great news. Call United States Medical Supply today, and we'll send you the smallest glucose meter in the world, absolutely free.
It only takes a speck of blood, and it gives me my results in 5 seconds.
And there's no coding for easier, more accurate results.
Don't let diabetes get in the way of living. Give us a call today at United States Medical Supply and get the smallest meter in the world for free.
Get ready, America! The Affordable Health Care Act is here, and it's got everyone asking, how do I find affordable health insurance that's right for me? The answer is simpler than you think. Pick up the phone and call I Can Benefit right now. Waiting for you is a team of licensed insurance agents who understand healthcare reform and can help you find the right plan to take care of you and your family's health. Don't wait. Call now and get the answers you deserve and a price you'll love.
Call toll-free 1-800-426-2163.
Celebrate, celebrate, Fiesta Motors.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate, Fiesta Motors. We're buying a car. It's always a celebration.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Burke, and I have a confession to make. I have a serious crush on my workout. Hip, fun, and always a challenge. Jazzercise is the total package. It's the only workout that I've ever truly loved. Does it show? That's because I'm in the best shape of my life. What a difference Jazzercise makes. When's the last time your workout swept you off your feet? Find a class near you at jazzercise.com.
When you have credit card debt, the debt suckers, high rate and high pay are everywhere.
They're making another minimum payment. Great. Most of the money goes to us.
One call to Consolidated Credit can get the debt suckers off your neck.
They lower his rates and consolidate his bills into one low payment. Consolidated Credit drives us batty.
Call Consolidated Credit now.
'Cause debt sucks.
Call now.
Call Consolidated Credit at 1-800-530-4571. Call now.
And we're back. This is Double Talk. Mark Steffen, David Edwards.
Hi.
And we were talking about the planet Pluto and the discoverer of the planet Pluto, Dr. Tom Bow. And now next year, they're going to have the very first Pluto Palooza.
Okay.
Here, they're going to hold it here on Las Cruces. And I guess Pluto enthusiasts
are going to come.
Will come. There'll be seminars and lectures and talks, I guess, and viewings through telescopes. And
so it's not like Lollapalooza or whatever.
Nothing like that.
No rock bands or.
I don't know what kind of music they play on Pluto.
Yeah.
But we'll find out.
Like lots of people dressed up like Pluto.
Like
the dog.
Pluto the dog. Who knows?
That must be the ashes right there.
That's an urn.
How much is
what does Tom Bow earn?
No, I don't know about nothing.
And so, anyway, we'll keep you up to date on the Pluto Palooza, and that's going to be happening sometime next year. They haven't picked the date for it yet. Now, I know it's today. Today at 1:30 downtown, there's going to be a class on dowsing.
Downtown.
575 North Main. There's somebody holding dowsing rods. Now, people claim that they can find water dowsing correctly. I don't know. Do you think it's true?
There's lots of things.
It's a scam?
I don't know. There's lots of things in heaven and earth, Horatio, that we don't understand.
That are not dreamt of in our philosophy.
Yeah, there you go.
But, well, if you want to learn how to douse or find out about it, today from 1:30 to 4:30, you can go downtown, like I said, 575 North Main Street.
Well, now those are two like separate rods. Like
those are two rods.
A rod and it has a thing going out like that, and then when they cross.
When they cross or they point down sometimes.
Because I remember, used to have the stick, like the fork stick, and if you walk, all of a sudden it would point down.
Right.
That would be where the water was.
So it helps you find water allegedly, and some dowsers claim to have found water using those rods. We're not sure why it works or how it works. Some say it doesn't work. Some say it's a scam. I don't know. You have to keep an open mind.
It's true.
The way I feel about it.
You have to be accessible to those sorts of things.
That's true. Now, Maison de Messia was accessible to Gordon Ramsay,
Oh, that was a great transition.
the famed television chef and host of his own several television shows. He's had his cooking shows on there, and he's got
Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen on right now, which will soon be going off the air. But his new show is called Hotel Hell, where he finds hotels that are problematical, they're lacking customers, they need help, and he goes in and revitalizes them, allegedly. And he came to Las
He does the same
Cruces.
thing with these restaurants, too, though.
Yes.
He goes in and does these
Right,
little
and he does a lot of
fixes.
yelling
Yes.
and cursing.
He yells a
and he calls people's names, and makes everybody feel terrible.
Yeah,
And he
abuses
did
people.
he did the same thing here in Las Cruces when he went to Maison de Messia, to the bed and breakfast there.
This is like last year.
It was last year.
Sometime.
It's been over a year since he was here, and he went in and apparently revitalized the kitchen, and he redecorated some of the rooms, and he did some things outside around the pool area, and
when is this show going to air?
the show, which is the show that they shot here, is the first show of this new series, and it's going to air July 21st.
July 21st on
And
the Fox
on the Fox network. Now she's holding a viewing party out there at Maison. Apparently, all the tickets have sold out for that. It's $50, I believe. $50. It includes dinner, the show, a drink, entertainment. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun.
That may have been one of Gordon Ramsay's ideas to increase business. is to
Have a hosting
viewing
party when the show airs. So I intend to watch it at home, I suppose. and then maybe I'll go out to Maison, because it is a nice restaurant.
It is. I've had some nice meals out there.
Yeah, and it's a nice place to stay for the night. It's a nice bed and breakfast. It's very pleasant. The pool area is very nice. They have a rooftop patio area where the owner, Callie Jawinski, sings. She likes to perform, and I know when she first opened the place, she saw it as a place for her to perform. She's from Nashville, and so she sings and kind of like a karaoke. She's accompanied by music, recorded music. She sings along to that. So I'm looking forward to the show.
Bar. It's a nice
They have a very
bar.
nice bar there. Yeah. So I kind of like the place.
Sure.
And I think a lot of people forget it's there. She doesn't advertise that much, unfortunately. And
Also, maybe this will give a little.
it should help.
Little
It should
boost.
really help.
It seems to me like I see more cars there since they shot the show there. I think that sort of increased the profile a little bit. It seems to me like I see more cars there than I used to.
Well, she needs to have more cars there.
Yeah.
Because she was kind of in trouble. In fact, she had closed down for a while and then reopened. And, we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to seeing the show.
Should be fun.
People think that everybody on television knows everybody else, and it's true, we do. Hi, Gordon. He really is a dick.
That's what I hear. I don't know.
Now, speaking of show business, there's a TV show shooting its pilot episode in Las Cruces.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's called... what's it called?
You've been served. You've been served.
Yeah, and they're going to be casting local people for not only the pilot episode, but for future episodes.
I like that graphic there.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like Charlie's Angels.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now, we don't really need crowds this large to come to our casting call, but if they did, fine.
But if you have that umbrella, bring it.
Yes, and I know there's one part they're casting right now. It's a part of a Hispanic male between the ages of 25 and 65. They're looking for a big guy, and he's going to work without a shirt in the scene. And they're even going to put his name tattooed temporarily across his chest, so somebody would have to be willing to work without a shirt, not be self-conscious. And so if you're interested, or you know somebody who would be, call the casting office here in Las Cruces. And the number we have will be on the screen. And it is 575-636-3842.
There you go.
There you go. That's the name of the show. You've been served.
Casting office.
636-3842.
It's a web series.
So far.
So far.
And they're hoping to make the jump to cable television, probably.
Right.
And so we wish them luck with that. Now, also, going on today, as goes on most Saturdays, are pet adoptions, dogs and cats. downtown, of course, at the farmer's market until about 12:30, 1 o'clock.
No.
And at the farmer's market. And going on all day at Petco, which is over there at 3050 East Lowman. They've got it going on all afternoon there, as they always do. And so adopt a dog or a cat. Don't buy them in a pet store. Adopt one.
If you need a doggy or a kitty.
They'll be so grateful.
Yeah.
So that's how we got our cat.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. And so I always like to plug the pet adoptions because...
yeah, I mean, because people still haven't figured out they need to neuter their pets.
They need to neuter.
So we have a lot of animals that are in need of a home.
Yes, there's too many. And so adopt a dog or a cat. Now, tomorrow and Sunday, Music in the Park going on at Apodaca Park this week, 7 o'clock until 9 o'clock or whenever they stop playing.
Great series.
Music in the Park.
Terrific.
Now, also, tonight, downtown at the Rio Grande Theater, KRWG is having a benefit concert there with the Hard Road Trio.
Right.
Steve Smith
and Chris Sanders. Terrific.
Yeah. Great music. They're professional musicians. So stop down not Apodaca Park, Rio Grande Theater tonight, and you don't want to miss that.
It's a fundraiser for KRWG.
KRWG, National Public Radio, and PBS, the Public Broadcasting System. Now, Batman Day is coming up Wednesday. Did you know that? Batman Day is Wednesday at Barnes & Noble. And they'll be having storytelling for the kids starting at 11 o'clock in the morning. Come 6 o'clock at night is costume contest. So come in your best Batman or Joker or Riddler.
Yeah, exactly.
The Penguin, any Batman character. Catwoman.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leather suit.
Absolutely.
I'm getting my utility belt ready.
Okay. So yeah, that's it's all because it's Batman's 75th anniversary.
That's crazy. 75 years.
Batman's older than you are.
He is. Not much.
Unbelievable.
I know.
And so that's going on downtown. Now, school hasn't started yet, but there's a school zone scam you need to be alerted to. I've seen school zones with the flashing lights and the crossing guards there, but there's no school, there are no children, but when cars speed through it, the crossing guard points out the speeding car to the police officer on a motorcycle across the street, and the cop pulls over that person because he sped through a school zone that didn't need to be existing at that time of day because there was no school and there were no children. So this is a scam the city is running.
Just make sure that you abide by the speed limits.
Yeah, whether you need to or not, you better do it.
Even though you think, oh, well, there's no school around here, there's no school in session right now.
We see this as the scam that it is, but you still better slow down and go with it. But somebody needs to call the city on it, and that's what I'm doing. Now, we have to wrap things up. And
it went by so quickly.
It did, didn't it? You know what? There should be a show on TV called Crooked Cops, where they, highlight things that crooked cops do. And we'll talk about that some other time. We've got to wrap the show up.
Judges.
Dave, thanks for sitting in for Michael. And that's all for today's Double Talk.